they have nothing to lose.
So
They could try. Yeah. There's nothing more dangerous than somebody that doesn't have anything to lose. And UT Chattanooga having a losing year, even losing to lackluster teams.
Elon, Furman, I mean.
Yeah, have a loss to Furman and Elon. But yeah, let's just hope the Tide comes out, looks sharp, gets those players out of there, and we escape the game injury free.
That's exactly what we wanted to hit on this week. Is keeping the mindset. I'm sure Coach Saban's not talking like we are. I mean, he's not coming in the locker room and saying, "All right, fellas, easy week, just go about your business."
Oh, no, absolutely not. And, when Aaron Andrews was interviewing Mark Ingram after this Mississippi State game, he didn't say anything about Florida. He didn't say anything about the Heisman race. He didn't say anything about Auburn. He said, well, yeah, we got UT Chattanooga next week. We got to work on what they do, and we got to improve on what we do better, and we got to fix, the errors that we made tonight so we can get even better. And that's the mark of a good team, a team that gets better week to week. As the season progresses, you get better. And teams that aren't so good, progressively either get worse or, there's no standing still in sports. You either get better or you get worse. It's a fact. There's no point where your ability or your body is going to stay the same. You have to either be working towards a goal or fading away from it. And that's what I think Alabama is going to do this week. I think they're just improving every week. And, they're fixing the small things. And when you fix the small things, it leads to the bigger aspect of things. So, fixing miscues on the offensive line, jumping off sides, holding penalties, which we had no holding penalties or offside penalties against Mississippi State, and I thought that was a great thing. But they're doing a great job tuning this team up.
No, Alabama did not have an offensive penalty committed the whole game.
Right.
And also, one penalty that stood out on defense, first play of the game,
Marquise Johnson.
I'm sorry. Coming through with the pass interference call, but it was probably a touchdown-saving penalty.
Oh, it was definitely a big game, and a score that early?
It could have changed momentum for the whole game.
Might have been a different ball game.
You're right.
So, good penalty there. Marquise Johnson, like I said earlier, be the man.
All right. Well, Big D, let's get into some predictions for this week. I mean, I know it's kind of hard to predict a game like this because you don't know how soon the starters are going to come out.
Yeah.
But just give us your outlook on it.
Well, I don't want to sound, like we're overlooking UT Chattanooga, because I don't think Alabama is. The fans might be, but that's not what matters. The team plays on Saturdays, and, it's just, they're outmanned. It's like boys versus men. There's just no chance. So I'm going to say we put up big numbers, 42-0. We can get some snaps with the second team, see what they can do, get some experience under their belt, and hopefully escape injury-free. That's what the main concern of mine is, we escape with no injuries Saturday, and I think that's big.
Well, I have pretty much the same outlook on this game, Big D. I think Alabama, they come in here, they get things done. Tide rolls by a score of 52-0. I mean, it's pretty much whatever Alabama wants to put up. I mean, nobody's overlooking them. Of course, we're not trying to. Team's not, of course, is not going to overlook them. But I think the Tide comes in here, they get things done. Seems like right now the team is really where it wants to be. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they're just firing away. I mean, beating up on people. So I think the Tide comes in and takes care of business 52-0. Also, on a side note, one thing I want to talk about, notice LSU. I mean, you brought this to my attention Saturday night.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Last year, after the Alabama game, LSU took on Troy.
Troy University.
I mean, just started playing Division I football, almost beat LSU.
But a dangerous club, nonetheless. Not to take any away from their program. They have a great program.
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is, almost lost to Troy.
Yeah.
Then, after the Alabama game this year, what does LSU do? Almost lose to Louisiana Tech.
Well,
I mean, is that...
Well, think of it this way. There's two variables that add up for this equation. Number one is the physical beatdown. There's many LSU players injured. Jordan Jefferson, Charles Scott, both did not play Saturday. Saron Black, I heard, was very limited. He did not play like as his usual level, his all SEC level. Their team was just black and blue from playing the Tide, and that's what they do to teams. And the second variable to the equation is that they lost the SEC West to Alabama.
Right.
Their hopes for the SEC championship and the national championship are done. So I kind of feel like, you know, Les Miles, not my favorite guy in the world. I don't think he can really instill. It'd be hard for anybody to do, to make these guys feel like they should finish the season, you know, work hard and finish out well against, you know, they're not playing any really more powerful. Do you know who else they're going to play?
I'm not sure. I wouldn't be able to say.
I don't believe they have any more SEC powerhouse opponents though.
They've already played Florida and Alabama, so I mean.
Yeah. So here on out, I mean, I think it's going to be for LSU. You know, getting your next guys in, installing your system, getting ready for next year.
Pretty much, and they still have if I'm not mistaken, they still have a chance of playing a pretty good bowl game, possibly the Cotton Bowl. Not sure, but that's just one extra side note I wanted to bring out and talk about how Alabama just beat you down.
Absolutely.
But that's pretty much all we got this week. But we thank you for tuning in, and we invite you once again to subscribe. We like to have our regular viewers. But that's all for the Big D and TC show. Over and out.